This smiling face belongs to a 13-year-old girl who, by her own account, simply couldn't stop talking. By all outward appearances, her life in Amsterdam is full. She is surrounded by loving parents, a 16-year-old sister, and a social circle of about 30 people she considers friends. But despite this crowd, she feels isolated. When she is with her companions, the conversation rarely moves beyond ordinary everyday topics, leaving her internal life completely unshared. That dynamic changes on her 13th birthday, when she receives a blank cloth-bound notebook. Staring at those empty pages, she realizes that paper has more patience than people. A book doesn't get bored, and it listens without interruption or judgment. She decides to treat the diary as more than an object. She names it Kitty. She begins writing to this persona as if she were her closest, long-awaited confidant. For a teenager who felt unheard in a loud world, these blank pages became an emotional survival tool. Before going into hiding, Anne lived a noisy, public life in Amsterdam, where her talkative nature was a constant fixture of her classroom. This habit constantly annoyed her math teacher, Mr. Keesing, a man who valued strict discipline and quiet study. To punish her, Mr. Keesing assigns her a series of essays designed to mock her habit, with titles like A Chatterbox and An Incorrigible Chatterbox. She defends herself with sharp logic. In her writing, she argues that talking is a natural student trait, one she inherited from her mother and therefore cannot escape. Her final assignment is a satirical poem about a swan who bites its ducklings for quacking too much. The wit is so effective that it forces Mr. Keesing to laugh and finally allow her to speak in class. This schoolyard victory proved Anne wasn't just a talker. She was a perceptive writer who could use a pen to outsmart authority and assert her identity. As the Nazi occupation intensifies, that normal life is stripped away, forcing her entire family into a hidden existence. They retreat into the secret annex, a cramped, claustrophobic space where Anne is suddenly forced into absolute silence to avoid detection. The psychological pressure inside the annex is immense. She records a deep affection for her father, Otto, while documenting the painful emotional distance between herself and her mother, Edith. With her physical voice silenced, she channels every internal observation into Kitty. She uses the diary to document her deepest fears, frustrations, and hopes. It acts as a silent sponge, absorbing the friction of 8 trapped people through the sheer density of her handwriting. The notebook became the ultimate expression of the patience of paper, carrying a psychological weight that no 13-year-old could bear alone. When the secret annex was raided in August 1944, the occupants were taken away. The physical diary was left behind, scattered across the floor. Miep Gies, who had helped the family in hiding, found the papers and hid them away, hoping to one day return them to Anne. Otto Frank emerged as the sole survivor of the group. Upon his return to Amsterdam, Miep gave him his daughter's rescued writings. Otto realized the profound depth of his daughter's inner life. He eventually decided to publish her private thoughts, fulfilling her own written dream of becoming a professional writer. These entries preserve the internal world of an adolescent navigating life in a dark era. While the regime that persecuted her eventually collapsed, her voice survived. Because paper kept its patience, the world still hears what Anne Frank had to say.
If you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button and comment yes below.